Are we live? We are.
Hello, hello, hello.
Good evening, folks. I don't want to bore you for too long, and for those of you that know me, know that I will if I talk for more than a minute or two. There's one in every room. This is Mick Montgomery. My name's Jamie Holiday, for those of you that don't know me, and I had a lot of help from the city, people here that are around you, putting this event together this evening in honor of Mr. Mick Montgomery. So I just wanted to thank you for coming out this evening, and really, more importantly, I wanted to thank you for years and years of support at Canal Street Tavern. I started working for Mick when I was very young, possibly too young, back in the 80s. And I was there for quite some time, and I got to know Chris and Mick's family, and we all became Mick's family after a certain period of time. And I was just out here around the food table talking to a wonderful couple who were telling me stories about all of the great people that they met in line outside Canal Street Tavern waiting to get those coveted front row seats so they could see the music up close. Their daughter told them that if you're going to go see live music, it's totally different if you sit in the front, because it's like you're right there with them. And I looked over and said, wow, that's exactly what Mick was doing. So thanks. We're going to do a Hootenanny here this evening that's going to be a bit of a hybrid from what Mick used to do all those years ago. If you have any complaints about the way things go this evening, please see me. I'll take the hit. I expect that there will be many of you that want to play this evening, probably more than we have time for. So, those of you that haven't seen Katie over here, you may remember her as your bartender and your waitress for years and years and years at Canal Street Tavern. If you want to play this evening, please see her and she'll sign you up and give you a space on the stage. We're asking that everyone keep it to 5 minutes or one song. I would expect that you probably have a story to share, and if you want to do that, please try to keep it brief so we can get as many folks on the stage tonight as we can. I know it's very important to a lot of you that played the club over the years to get a little closure by getting up here and doing your thing, and that's really what it was about all those years, and I hope it is tonight as well. So, I'm going to hand you off to Mr. Chris over here with my heartfelt thanks, and please enjoy the night.
I found a treasure in Dad's bottom drawer. Can you read my shirt? Jamie, what's it? Can you read that?
Back of the shirt says, I played opening night at Canal Street Tavern.
That means it's vintage something. But, wow. I don't know. It's completely overwhelming, and I guess the main important thing is just to say thank you. The love is overflowing. I'll try to do this without breaking up. So, there's some saying, and I've been trying to remember what the hell this saying is about the guy that dies richest, whatever. So, my dad wasn't a rich guy in money, but holy crap. And I am gonna keep it brief because I just don't know what to say. I'm overwhelmed, and I think that for Hannah and Eli and I know that Hannah wants to say something too, but really thank you guys. We just, I don't know, this is completely crazy, unbelievable. And my dad is here with us tonight, and you know what? This is cool.
Okay. Hello.
This is my little sister, Hannah.
Thank you, everybody.
by the way, can I say something really quick? Because I always say this is my little sister Hannah, and she probably wants to swat me in the head for saying, but I had to endure, oh, you're Mick Montgomery's son for all my life, and I got so sick of that. I was like, one day, it's going to be, oh, you're Chris Montgomery's dad. But tonight, I am so happy to be Chris Montgomery's son.
So thank you guys, everybody, for being here. And thank you especially to Jamie and especially to Hamilton and his lovely wife for this beautiful place. Thank you to Katie and thank you to Sarah for helping me. Thank you so much to everybody. Everybody's been helping us so much get through this. It's been hard, but we've been feeling the love. So I just had a couple things that I wrote down I wanted to say. So my dad was not a religious person. If you know him, you know that. Instead, he believed a lot more in the power of music, and he dedicated his whole life to that. And through that, he dedicated his life to all of us because he never kept his love for music to himself. He shared it with everybody in this room. And he used to take me and my little brother Eli and I on these long road trips when we were little. He loved being in the car and going for drives. And the whole time we would learn and sing songs together. And I didn't realize that everyone else doesn't know the words to Sink the Bismarck. So I was like in high school. I thought that was a totally normal thing. I remember he would drive until really, really late at night and be like nodding off at the wheel. And so we'd start a round of Sink the Bismarck so that he wouldn't fall asleep and crash into the side of the road. Probably not the best idea, but also if you know my dad, you know he was always running late somewhere. So
Nick time.
Yep, exactly. We got off to a late start, so we had to drive all the way through the night. And I still know the words to Sink the Bismarck. I wish sometimes that I'd inherited his gift for writing and playing music and singing songs and guitar, like my brother Chris, which is really cool. Somebody can do that. But I feel like it's okay that I didn't because I was lucky enough to inherit all of the love that my dad brought together over music. I was there at the shows when people had a rough night. I was there at shows when I really was rocking out with everybody else, even though I was a little kid. And, you know, my dad may have left us physically, but he left behind really the best thing that anyone could ever ask for, which is the Canal Street family. And he left that for all of us. He left that for everybody in here. And everybody in here can look around and know that when you're missing my dad or Canal Street or his long stories about hitchhiking across the country, getting arrested for having long hair, or a heart-to-heart talk about music and your band and what you should listen to next. And I just want everybody to know that we're all here for each other, and he made us all a family, and we got to continue to support each other and continue to support and make great music in Dayton and support each other. And that's all.
Say anything, Eve?
I sat down and tried to write something like that and just lost my shit. I can't compose at all. But I mean, God, you look around and you see families that were made in front of me growing up, and people got married and had kids, and it's unbelievable. And I mean, I just, God, I want to start crying.
Jamie,
you know?
what the hell are you doing over
It's
there?
hard. It's tough. It's tough. I just appreciate everything you guys are doing, and I can't really say much.
Thank you, you guys.
Let's hear some music.
Hey, you guys, thanks for including all of us tonight.
Back at you.
Hi, everybody.
Hey!
My name is Todd Widener, and it is my great honor to be emceeing the Hootenanny tonight. And look around. Look at this. This is incredible. This is amazing, and I know this is exactly what Mick would have wanted. And the next four are going to be Dennis Rodderman,
Yeah, it's cool.
Tony Hotel, Tom Brock, and Dana Farley. So give them your attention, give them your love. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
You think I'm good? You think I'm good?
It's kind of scary. Like the tripod is 3 feet. I don't know.
If you want to bring it might be easier. Let's keep it up there for now.
Also, Jamie mentioned at the beginning of the evening, and I'll remind everybody, if you want to play, Katie Doherty, right over here, is the lady to see. You can get your name signed up. It'll be first come, first serve, and we'll run it like that.
I'm pretty sure that you're going to hear a lot of stories about how Mick encouraged you, others of us, and which I remember doing a co-op, and I really messed up a song big time. And I was trying to do Subterranean Homesick Blues, and I got tongue-tied in the third verse, and it stopped me dead. And I thought, well, I can't just jump back in because it's kind of wordy. So I went back to the beginning of the third verse and got stopped in the same place. And then about the third time that happened, I just plowed through and wound up finishing somehow a Woody Guthrie song. And I went to Mick later. I said, that was awkward. And he said, I've been there. And he said, but that song's good for you. And so I thought maybe I would try to do that song now. Johnny's in the basement mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement thinking about the government. The man in a trench coat got laid off. Says he got a bad cough. First can't get off. Look out, kid. Something you did. God knows when. When you do it again, you better duck down the alleyway looking for a new friend. The man in a coonskin cap and a big pen wants $11 bills. You only got 10. Maggie comes Fleetfoot, face full of black soot talking. He put plants in the bed, but the phone's tapped anyway. Maggie says they made to say they must bust an early May orders from the DA. Look out, kid, no matter what you did. Walk on your tiptoes, don't try no those. Better stay away from those, carry around a fire hose. Keep a clean nose and watch the plane close. You don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. Get sick, get well, ring bell, hard to tell if anything is gonna sell. Try hard, get barred, get back, ride rail, get jailed. John Bell, join the army if you fail. Look out, kid, you're gonna get hit. Users, cheaters, 6-time losers, hang around the theater. The girl by the whirlpool looking for a new fool. Don't follow leaders, watch the parking meters. Get born, keep warm, short pants, romance, learn to dance, get dressed, get blessed, try to be a success, please her, please him, buy gifts, don't steal, don't live. 20 years of school, they put you on the night shift. Look out, kid, keep it all hid, you better jump down a manhole, light yourself a candle, don't wear sandals, try to avoid scandals, don't want to be a bum, you better chew gum. Funk don't work, cause the vandals took the handle. Thank
I'm Mick's little brother. Trying to keep to 5 minutes, it's going to be a little tight, but I'll do the best I can. I guess what I got to do, I'm going to try to do the only song, a mix that I know. And I did it one night when I was in town. I live in northern Minnesota, and I did it one night when I was in town at the co-op, and Mick was just amazed that, you remembered that song? I don't remember that song. But it was real important to me. It was it Hannah that talked about getting put in jail for long hair? Yeah. It wasn't just long hair. That was part of it. It was definitely part of it. But I got put in jail twice in my life, both 1968 with Mick. And once was on the way to California in Oklahoma, and that's a story I can't go into. And the other was on the way back from California in Columbus, Missouri. We were driving this broken down, it was some Dayton hippie had left his van because it broke down on Haight Street. And so we paid to get it fixed and got a bunch of people to help pay gas, and we're driving it back. It broke down in Salt Lake City, and it broke down again in Columbus, Missouri. And so we had it in the shop, and we were calling, trying to borrow money to get it fixed, to bring it home. And we were trying to figure out what to do in the meantime, and we met some local, it's a college town, we met some of the local college hippies. And so Mick says, well, let's just put, we started to put street singing. So Mick started playing on the street, and just for the heck of it, I started asking, for spare change. And a cop car comes by and slows down, looks us over, and keeps going. So we think, Mick says, that must be fine. I think there were like 5 of us that were in the van. And this guy, I can't remember his real name, but his nickname was Mohair. Didn't like it at all. And Mohair kept saying, let's get out of here. Let's not do this. And Mick says, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. And so he quit playing, gave me the guitar, and I handed Mohair the hat. And these 2 guys in suits walk up, reach in their pocket like they're going to give us money and pull out badges. They're undercover detectives. And they arrested Mohair. Took him out. And, the cop starts talking to me about what are we doing in town, why are we there, and I telling him my truck broke, and Mick said, you don't have to tell that fucking pig anything. And they left, and about 5 minutes later, the cruiser came back and took us all to jail. And when they're going through Mick's pack that he had, they found a T-shirt, or a denim shirt that said property of the LA County Jail. And they were kind of upset about that. So this song is about that story. It's called Talking LA County Jail Blues. And Mick wrote this back in 1968. I was driving into Hollywood, that's a place where not much happens good. They got a street called Sunset Strip, I'll tell you friends, it's a real bum trip. You ain't from LA, ain't got no money, it'll bring you right down. That's where all the people spend their money, trying to be farther out than the next guy. Well, I parked my car and I touched the ground, and the man was waiting when I turned around, and he sized me up, he says, are you holding? And I remembered that silence was gold. I said, no. So when he started searching, I was kind of surprised, and when he found something in my pocket, I couldn't believe my eyes. How'd that get there? Picture innocence. Mighty proud of himself. Well, his eyes lit up, and he said, you called. I thought I'd have an orgasm on the spot. stood there wondering where to go. He took us away. So here I sit in the LA jail, and I got nobody to pay my bail. They say if I plead guilty, they'll give me summary probation and I can go clear. If I talk about illegal searches or probable cause, I'll be in here better than a year, waiting on a trial, digging the county's hospitality. So don't be surprised if someday you meet some cop that says you're being illegal when you're walking down your own street. And if you doubt my story is true, just wait. It'll happen to you someday, somewhere, over something or other. But there's a moral to this story. It's for the police. You gotta turn on, tune in, and drop dead.
It's gonna be hard to do anything after that. Man. Yeah. I've known Mick all my life. Well, I should say Mick's known me all my life. You know, I guess he was a ladies' man back in the day, and he used to date my mom before my dad. So you know, I could have easily been one of the Montgomery kids. You know. He'd always impress on me to play my own music and everything, and you know, I always respected him. I miss him a lot, and you know, it was kind of weird because we came up here and I didn't even think about playing, and we only have a little bit of time. We got to get back to my girl and everything, and saw the sign up, and this spot was open, and Todd was kind enough to loan me the guitar. So this is one I used to play back in about 30 years ago in Canal Street. So.
There's a girl, she lives in the city. She's so fine and she's so pretty. Got the money, she's got the time. Let me tell you, brothers, she'll take every last one of your dimes. Of the dimes. Of the dimes. Of the dimes. No words don't begin to tell. Tell your man that she'll put you through hell. You try to see her at least once a day. Tell your man don't be carried away with that girl. With that girl. With that girl. With that girl now. She spent every last time. Now walls don't begin to express, and now there's no way to get out of this mess. Now there's no way to get out of this mess. Now there's no way to get out of this mess. Now there's no way to get out of this mess. that girl, she's still in the city. Well, she's still fine and she's still pretty. You got the money, well, she's got the town. Telling your brothers should take every last one of your dimes. Of your dimes. Tell your brothers should take every last one of your dimes.
Mom, I thought I told you to wait in the truck. Thank you very much. We'll be here all week, thank you. I kind of live for Broadway show tunes, and so I stole one. Let me know when you guys are done. I stole one, and the karma for plagiarism is that it prints out so small 3 times that. Anyway, I have a poem here that makes me think of Mick and makes me think of all the people he loved, which is everybody in the room and everybody who loved him, which is probably everybody in the parking lot, room, and downtown. So if I can read it, here it is. Damn it, that printer. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason and that they bring something that we must learn. And so we're led to those who help us grow. If we only let them. Shut up. Thank you. See, that's part of growing up, isn't it? Being cordial. Okay. Thanks for that. If we only let them. And we help them in return. But I don't know if any of that's true. But I do know one thing. I'm who I am today because I knew you. And nobody can say if I've been changed for the better, but I know damn well that I've been changed for good. And it looks like we might not meet again. Looks like we might not meet again in this life. So before you completely take off, so much of me is made by what I learned from you. Because you left your handprint on my heart. And my story's going to end too. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know when, but you have already proofread and edited that ending just by being my friend. So just look at us right now. We're all limited, but look at you. You can do everything right now that we can't. For instance, knowing if any of us were made better, but because we loved you and we still love you, it's absolutely certain that all of us have been changed for good. Anyway, we had dress rehearsal for this song that I was left standing up alone, except for Jeff Miller, but I can't do it alone. So, I don't know how many people can fit on this stage, but the front's fine. Just hit the dance floor. You know who you are, and you know where you're supposed to be right now. And I'm going to do it in the right key this time. One of these days I'm going to take a vacation on a quiet and a peaceful shore. I'm going to cool my feet in some crystal water, and I ain't going to work anymore. 'Cause my burdens sometimes get heavy, and I can't stand up alone. I must rest my head on one strong shoulder. Ladies and gentlemen, the Canal Street All-Stars. Because I can't stand up alone. No, I can't stand up all by myself. Sharon can't stand up alone. I need the touch of a mighty hand, and I can't stand up alone. And now trouble, I've seen trouble all around my door. Go away and leave me, old man, trouble, 'cause I don't want your trouble no more. And I can't stand up all by myself. This voice come down just like thunder, and this light all around me shone, and this voice said, woman, get up, grab a hold of my hand, because you can't stand up alone. No, you just like thunder. And the light around the show. Okay. And then, come on, you guys. We'll put all of our remaining brain cells together. Okay, well, we'll go right to the refrain. I said I can't stand up alone. Can't stand up alone. Can't stand up alone. Can't stand up alone. One more time. You know you can't stand up alone. Love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the first set. Tim Seiler, Denny Montgomery, Lyle Runner, and Victoria Jones and the Canal Street All-Stars. Want to remind you, if you want to play, you want to add your name to the lineup of tonight's Canal Street Tavern and Mick Montgomery Memorial Hootenanny, please come over here and talk to Katie. She will be happy to put your name down. If you didn't bring a guitar, I happen to have one and I would be happy to let you use it. So, there's no excuses. Also, once again, there is a live feed in the big back room here at Brightside on Libby Ballingee's Facebook page. So what's going on in here is also going on in there. If you want to go, get reconnected, we hope you do get reconnected with an old friend tonight. Just head back into the back room, hang out. It'll be a good time. Also, if you are interested in making a donation to the Montgomery family, you would go to the back of this room here. Shireen, back there at the bar, has a bunch of envelopes, and she would be happy to help you out to that end. We are just about ready to get the next set underway. Could I call to the stage the next four performers? Dennis Rodderman, Tony Hotel, Tom Brock, and Dana Farley. Please make them welcome. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to get going. Please welcome Dennis Rodderman, Tony Hotel, Tom Brock, and Dana Farley.
All right. Well, my name is Dennis Rodderman. I used to do some of the warm-up for some of his acts that he brought in there. And they wanted a story from me, but I didn't want to tell them any of my stories because it was always about me pissing somebody off. And so basically what happened was I was scheduled to warm up for John Sebastian, and I came into the venue and he had already done his sound check and his amp was buzzing real loud. So I went over and turned it down before I did my, and it really pissed him off real good. So he spent the rest of the evening either being angry at me or trying to make up to me for being such a dick. Well, here's a song that kind of illustrates some of my problems in life.
There are plenty of spots.
Push it back so
plenty of room left on the sign-up sheet as well. Please, if you feel like playing one, pay tribute to the room you love, come over here and see Katie. She'd be happy to sign you up. Stories are fine too. But we are trying to keep them to 5 minutes, so you know. No soliloquies. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please, can I have your attention drawn to the stage and welcome the next four: Jim Hedrick, Nathan Peters, Chris Hauser, and Chris Ball.
Good evening. Good evening.
Shh, remember what I said, don't want Mick to come back and wag his finger at you.
Mick wouldn't like it. Okay? It's one of the pleasures of my life to be up here tonight. I'm not a musician. In 3rd grade, the music teacher would always wince when I went up to the piano. But I am in awe of you people. People that can play, sing, record, and write tunes, lyrics, work the sound, and even the guys that load in and out. Music's like physics to me. It's that mysterious. But I'm quite certain it's essential to the existence of the universe. In April of 1963, Bob Dylan played an historic concert at Town Hall in New York City. And for his encore, he did something that he'd never done and he's never done since. He recited a poem he wrote. Now, Mick loved poetry. He was probably a poet before he was anything else. His whole life was poetry, for those of you who knew him. I hope I get through this. I'm a huge Dylan freak, and we all know that his stuff has been analyzed to dust. But for me, Dylan was our most democratic songwriter, because he always allowed everybody to fill in the spaces with what they see. Can art get any better than that? In this poem I'm going to recite, I see a whole lot of Mick. And by the way, there will be a book. Be patient. This is called Last Thoughts on Woody Guthrie. When your head gets twisted and your mind grows numb, when you think you're too old, too young, too smart, or too dumb, when you're lagging behind and losing your pace in the slow motion crawl of life's busy race, no matter what you're doing, you start giving up, and the wine don't come to the top of the cup. The wind's got you sideways with one hand holding on, and the other starts slipping, and the feeling is gone. And your train engine fire needs a new spark to catch it. But the wood's easy finding, but you're too lazy to fetch it. And your sidewalks start curling, and the street gets so long, and you start walking backwards, though you know that it's wrong. And lonesome rises up as down goes the day. And tomorrow morning seems so far away. And your sand duck deserts and evergreen valleys turn to broken down slums and trash can alleys. And the windows are rattling and breaking, and the rooftops are shaking, and the lights flashing, and the thunder's crashing, and your whole world's slamming and banging, and your minutes of sun turn to hours of storm. And you say to yourself sometimes, I never knew it was going to be this way. Why didn't they tell me the day I was born? And you start getting chills, and you jumping from sweat, and you're looking for something you ain't quite found yet. And your good gal leaves, and she's long gone a flying. Your heart feels sick like fish when they're frying. And your jackhammer falls from your hands down to your feet, and you badly need it, but it lays on the street. And your bell's banging loudly, but you can't hear its beat. And yours might have been hurt, or your eyes turn filthy from the sight, blind and dirt. And you're faked out full while facing a 4 flush. And all the time you're holding 3 queens. It's making you mad, it's making you mean. Like in the Middle of Life magazine, bouncing around in a pinball machine. But there's something on your mind you want to be saying that somebody someplace ought to be hearing. But it's trapped on your tongue and sealed in your head. And it bothers you badly when laying in bed. And no matter what you do, you just can't say it. And you're scared to your soul. You just might forget it. And your eyes get swimming from the tears in your head. And your pillows of feathers turn to blankets of lead. And your mouth opens, and the lion's mouth opens, and you're staring his teeth, and the jaws start closing with you underneath. And you say to yourself, just what am I doing? On this road I'm walking, on this trail I'm turning, on this curve I'm hanging, on this pathway I'm strolling, in this space I'm taking, in the air I'm hailing. Am I mixed up too much? Am I mixed too hard? Why am I walking? Where am I running? What am I saying? What am I knowing? On this guitar I'm playing, on this banjo I'm frailing, on this mandolin I'm strumming, the song I'm singing, this tune I'm humming, the words I'm writing, and the words I'm thinking, in this ocean of hours I'm all the time drinking. And who am I helping and what am I breaking? What am I giving and what am I taking? But you try your whole soul best never to think these thoughts and never to let them kind of thoughts gain ground or make your heart pound. But then again, you know why they're around. Just waiting for a chance to slip and drop down. Because sometimes you hear them when night comes a-creeping. And you're scared they might catch you sleeping. And you jump from your bed from your last chapter dreaming. And you can't remember for the best of your thinking. It was you in that dream that was screaming. And you know something special you're needing. And you know there's no drug that'll do the healing. No liquor in the land to stop your brain from bleeding. You need something special. Yeah, you need something special, all right. You need a fast-flying train on a tornado track to shoot you someplace and shoot you right back. You need a cyclone wind on a steam engine howler that's been banging and booming and blowing forever, that knows your troubles 100 times over. You need a Greyhound bus that bar no race, that won't laugh at your looks, your voice, or your face. And by any number of bets in the book, we'll be rolling along after the bubblegum craze. You need something to open a new door, to show you something you've seen before, but overlooked 100 times or more. You need something to open your eyes, something to make it known that it's you and no one else that owns that spot you're standing, that space you're sitting, that the world ain't got you beat, that it ain't got you licked. It can't get you crazy, no matter how many times you get kicked. You need something special, all right. You need something special to give you hope. But hope's just a word that maybe you've said or maybe you've heard on some windy corner around a wide-angle curve. But that's what you need, man, and you need it bad. And your trouble is you know it good. Because you start looking and you get the chills and you can't find it on a dollar bill. And it ain't on Macy's windowsill. And it ain't on no rich kid's road map. And it ain't no fat kid's fraternity house. And it ain't in no Hollywood wheat German. It ain't on that dim-lit stage with that half-wit comedian on it, ranting and raving and taking your money. And you think it's funny. And you can't find it in no nightclub, no yacht club, and it ain't in the seats of a supper club. And sure as hell, you're bound to tell, no matter how hard you rub, you're never going to find it on your ticket stub. No, it ain't in the rumors people tell you, and it ain't in the pimple lotion people sell you, and it ain't no cardboard box house or down any movie star's blast. And you won't find it on the golf course, and Uncle Remus can't tell you, and neither can Santa Claus. It ain't no cream puff hairdo or cotton candy clothes. It ain't in the marshmallow noises of chocolate cake voices that come knocking and tapping and Christmas wrapping, saying, ain't I pretty? Ain't I cute? Look at my skin. Look at my skin shine. Look at my skin glow. Look at my skin laugh. Look at my skin cry. Why, you can't even sense if they got any insides. Those people so pretty in their ribbons and their bows, and you'll not now nor any other day find it on doorsteps made of paper mache. And inside the people made of molasses that every other day buy a new pair of sunglasses. And ain't the 50-star generals and flipped out phonies who turn you in for a tenth of a penny, who breathe and burp and bend and crack, and before you can count from 1 to 10, do it all over again, but this time behind your back, my friend. The ones that wheel and deal and whirl and twirl and play games with each other in their sandbox world. You can't find it either in the no-talent fools that run around gallant and make all the rules for the ones that got talent. And it ain't the ones that ain't got any talent but think they do and think they're fooling you. The ones that jump on the wagon just for a while because they know it's in style. To get their kicks and get out quick, make all kinds of money and chicks. And you yell to yourself and throw down your hat saying, Christ, do I got to be like that? Ain't there anyone here who knows where I'm at? Ain't there anyone here who knows how I feel? Good God Almighty, that stuff ain't real. Now, it ain't your game and it ain't even your race. You can't hear your name. You can't see your face. You got to look some other place. And where do you look for this hope that you're seeking? And where do you look for this lamp that's burning? And where do you look for this oil well gushing? And where do you look for this candle glowing? Where do you look for this hope that you know is there, out there somewhere, where your feet can only walk down two kinds of roads? And your eyes can only look through two kinds of windows. Your nose can only smell two kinds of hallways. You can touch and twist and turn two different kinds of doorknobs. You can either go to the church of your choice, or you can go to Brooklyn State Hospital. You'll find God in the church of your choice. You'll find Woody Guthrie at Brooklyn State Hospital. And though it's only my opinion, I might be right or wrong, you'll find them both in the Grand Canyon at sundown.
Wow. Yeah.
Eli, I want to give you this, man. This is for you kids.
Very, very well done. So going after that is a little bit tough, I'd say, because my words are maybe a little more simple. But what I can say is that Mick Montgomery, I started playing shows around 1999, and he gave me my very first rock and roll show with a good band. When my band released our first CD, he gave me our first CD release party. Everything I've done pretty much since has involved Mick Montgomery one way or the other. The thing I always loved about playing a solo show at Canal Street was that you had quietness and attention.
Yeah.
And I would say it was an amazing experience, and there's no other way I've ever connected with people than playing a song like this. So that's why I'm playing this song, because I felt like it would be a good Canal Street crowd song. One day, 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 one day. One day soon you'll believe that what you need is up your sleeve. But when you finally stay away, that happiness is everything you want. Nothing you've ever felt before in your life so far. You dream it's how your life could be. One day soon you'll believe that never ever is in your reach. But when you find the dust and fall, it makes you wonder how you ever lived before. Oh, it makes you call your shame down on every door when your neighborhood is asleep.
the same of everyone you name. One day soon you'll believe that all your memories were a dream. But when you wake upon that star, your happiness is everything you want. Oh, it's nothing you've ever seen before. When your neighborhood is asleep, it's where the fancy meet, it's where they 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 meet. La 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 la
I have a pretty similar story to Nate here. My music career started at Canal Street Tavern for the most part. The first big show we had was certainly at Canal Street. Mick I learned a lot from Mick, as I'm sure everybody else here has. One of the main things was way back in the day, Mick said it was okay to play all over Dayton. Just as long as it wasn't the same week we had a show at Canal Street Tavern, which we learned that pretty quick. We eventually got the hang of it.
Thought I heard a blackbird sing up on Bluebird Hill. Come here, whining boy, if you will. Down where the sun don't shine, lonely, and I call your name. Whining boy, ain't that a shame? Thought I heard that Casey whistle moaning sweet and low. Thought I heard the Casey when she blow. Down where the sun don't shine underneath the Kokomo. Well, I'm gone, ain't got no place to go. So many roads I know. All I want is one that will take me home. I rode to the low road. So many roads to know. So many roads, so many roads. Thought I heard a jug band sing. If you don't, then who else will? over on the far side of the hill, down where the sun don't shine, the rain refused to fall. Don't seem to hear me when I call. Wind inside, the wind outside, tangled in the window blind. Tell me why you treat me so unkind. Down where the sun don't shine, rain refuse to fall. Don't seem to hear me when I call. New York, San Francisco, so many roads I know. All I want is one that will take me home. I rode to the low road, so many roads I know. So many roads, so many roads.